The staff is preparing for the annual Hearts and Flowers Ball hosted by the Bridgertons, which is the most sought-after invitation of the year. Violet instructs Mrs. Wilson about the guest preferences, while another maid informs her about the arrival of roses and carnations. Daphne suggests adding lilacs and making the bouquets larger, to which Violet is impressed and says she taught Daphne well. Anthony takes an apple from a fruit bowl and bites into it. Benedict objects as he was working on a still life painting, and she admits it was his mistake to invite Edwina, Kate, Mary and Lady Danbury to come to Aubrey Hall early. Benedict tries to persuade Anthony to go outside, but Anthony is hiding from Kate while thinking about her. Edwina queries Kate about her bee sting and her withdrawn demeanour since. Kate deflects, shifting the conversation to Anthony's intentions. Edwina hopes for an engagement announcement are delayed, fearing other suitors will perceive her unfavourably due to Anthony's hesitance. Edwina desires for Anthony's stature, and she worries the strained relationship with Kate impedes his proposal. Genevieve clandestinely sews Whistledown's papers into a dresser's seam, dispatched to the print shop where Mr. Harris receives them under Theo's watchful eye. Impatiently waiting in their carriage's sweltering heat, Penelope, Prudence, Portia and Jack are delayed by Cressida's presence until the carriage resumes movement. Violet and Daphne warmly receive their guests, with Daphne noticing Anthony conversing with Edwina. She acknowledges their lack of intimacy and ponders a closer acquaintance for his sake. Penelope rushes to Eloise's side, welcomed by Colin's anticipation of feminist pamphlet quotes. Eloise, surprisingly intrigued by the pamphlet's radical content, discusses Theo, leaving Penelope shocked. Violet intervenes, guiding Eloise and Penelope back to the other young ladies with a gentle reprimand. Edwina beckons Kate to join them, their encounter with Anthony tinged with awkwardness. Persuaded by Edwina, Kate reveals her bee sting, feigning ignorance from Anthony and herself. Edwina advocates for Kate to accompany Anthony on a tour, hinting at fostering their rapport. Anthony hesitates, skeptical of Kate's hunting skills, until Benedict encourages the idea, envisioning Kate's potential to teach Anthony. Colin arrives at the Crane residence, greeted by Marina with her infant Oliver. Colin wanted to check on her well-being after everything, and he accepts her offer of tea. Daphne, Edwina, Mary and Lady Danbury engage in a card game, with Edwina complimenting Daphne and Violet's hosting. Edwina confides her desire for a match like Anthony, prompting Daphne to realise Edwina's superficial knowledge of him. Learning of Kate and Anthony's hunting excursion from Edwina, Daphne contemplates its implications. As the hunting party ventures into the woods, Anthony remains doubtful, while Benedict remains optimistic. Kate questions their direction, offering insight on deer behaviour. Anthony makes Kate laugh, which is followed by a tense silence. They share a secret look until they are interrupted by someone's announced arrival. Colin tells Marina tales of his travels, which she likes hearing. Philip returns and is also intrigued by Colin's travels. He wishes to know more about what he found travelling regarding botany. He invites Colin for dinner, which he accepts. Jack, Anthony and Benedict walk through the woods. They have yet to come across a deer. Kate isn't amused and wants to follow her own instincts instead of following the guide. Kate disappears on her own to hunt, and Anthony sends the others along with Kate's maid ahead while he goes to find her. Miss Eaton shares her opinions on Lord Westbridge's dancing habits, sparking a conversation among the ladies about societal expectations and Lady Whistledown's anticipated silence. Portia strategizes to charm Jack away from Cressida before their impending nuptials, while Prudence remains disinterested, leading Portia to take matters into her own hands. Anthony finds Kate aiming her gun, challenging her solo excursion. When they hear rustling, Anthony gets behind Kate as she takes aim. He tells her that she is holding the gun wrong, and he places his arms around her to correct her stance. Their shared moment, interrupted by the group's return, concludes with rain. Philip and Colin discuss botany, with Marina urging Colin's family responsibilities and his emotional closure. Marina underscores her contentment with their present life and family, encouraging Colin to embrace his own happiness with those who cherish him. Kate discusses the unsuccessful hunt with Edwina, emphasizing Anthony's grudging acceptance of her insights. Edwina, more interested in Kate's rapport with Anthony, encourages her to continue fostering it. Anthony, sleepless, ruminates. Kate, also restless, leaves her room, avoiding a sleeping Edwina. Kate immerses herself in a book in the library, surprised by Anthony's sudden appearance. Sharing her unease with Storms and her fond memories of her father, they bond over their shared vulnerabilities and familial losses. Violet and Daphne reflect on Edwina, with Daphne envisioning Anthony with someone more challenging. Violet agrees, believing each Bridgerton requires a counterpart who challenges and complements them. Daphne confronts Anthony, ensuring the ball meets his expectations. She questions his relationship with Edwina, hinting at a potential better match. Anthony dismisses her concerns, irked by her meddling. Several couples dance, with Anthony requesting Edwina's first dance. Lady Danbury teases Kate about her time alone with Anthony during a hunt, and Kate's response suggests a positive encounter. Eloise joins Penelope, observing her mother's introduction of Lord Morrison. Violet pushes Eloise towards him for a dance. While they are dancing, he tries to talk to her, but they end up bickering when he says that young women are inferior intellectually to men. As if that wasn't enough, he asks her to leave the dance floor and help him spike the punch. Eloise has had enough of dancing and tries to leave the dance floor. When he tries to grab her, she tells him not to compliment a woman by insulting her entire sex. Violet tries to stop Eloise from walking away, and she tells Violet that she knows that she is a disappointment and asks if she can go to bed. She begins to cry when she walks upstairs. When Penelope tries to follow, she tells her she wants to be alone. Jack is talking to Cressida, which is being watched by Prudence. Prudence tells Portia that Jack has barely paid her any attention all night. Portia suggests that she take a walk outside. Portia then goes to Jack and tells him that Lord Fife is looking for him in the Orangery, which happens to be the same place where she sent Prudence for her walk. While dancing with Edwina, Anthony does not look at her. Once the dance has finished, Edwina goes to Kate and tells her that Anthony is getting her a lemonade. Edwina believes that tonight might be the night that he proposes, as he has asked to dance with her twice. Edwina tells Kate to dance with him, as he would need to talk to her before the ball ends if he is planning on proposing. As Kate and Anthony dance, Lady Danbury and Daphne are watching. They have noticed that they are looking at one another. Kate asks if there's something he wishes to ask her, and that she would give her blessing if asked. She wants her sister to be happy, and she tells him that as soon as their sister is married, she will be returning to India. When the song ends, Anthony leaves and looks as if he is about to cry. A confused Edwina asks Kate where Anthony went and what she had said to him. Kate says she'll look for him, and Daphne is surprised when she sees Anthony being emotional in public. Portia has led the crowd to the Orangery, where she walks in on Prudence and Jack talking. She gasps dramatically. Portia tries to make implications on what might have happened when they were alone, but they both deny that anything happened. Jack says he was only there to meet Lord Fife, who knows nothing about the meeting. Lord Cowper asks if Jack will be marrying Prudence then, and with Portia's silent encouragement, Prudence says that she does wish for the marriage. Kate finds Anthony in his office, questioning his distress. Anthony accuses her of hindering Edwina's match, prompting Kate to admit her vexation with him. Their tense exchange reveals mutual animosity, tinged with unspoken attraction. They almost kiss, but are interrupted by Daphne's arrival. Daphne confronts Anthony, condemning his involvement with Kate amid his courtship with Edwina. Anthony denies any deeper feelings for Kate, but Daphne sees through his lies, urging him to confront his true emotions. Penelope learns of Prudence's sudden engagement, speculated on Lady Whistledown's potential interest. Prudence's excitement contrasts Penelope's apprehension over the scandal's repercussions. Prudence thinks that Penelope is jealous of her. Lady Danbury advises Kate on her reservations about Anthony's proposal to Edwina, emphasizing the importance of honesty with Edwina and herself. Kate acknowledges the gravity of her interference and fears that Anthony won't propose. Jack confronts Portia over her manipulations, revealing his financial predicament and Cressida's dowry significance. Portia's actions jeopardize their family's future, forcing Jack to confront their precarious situation. Colin confides in Penelope about his visit to Marina, recognizing her contentment despite their tumultuous past. Colin resolves to focus on his future happiness, leaving behind regrets and embracing those who value him. The Bridgerton family witnesses Anthony's proposal to Edwina, culminating in her joyful acceptance. Daphne and Violet share a knowing look as they observe the scene. That's it for the Bridgerton recap. Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe, and stay tuned for the next recap.